Oh my, you certainly are rather eager today, aren't you? Not that I'm complaining, of course, it's just rather out of character for you. What do you think I mean? Usually you're the one worrying about whether or not we'll get caught. Why are you suddenly so confident? Oh, I'll happily accept it, dear, but really, I'd like to know. What's changed about you? What's changed about us? Are you sure it's nothing? Changes like this don't usually occur overnight. Is something wrong? You looked away when you told me that nothing was wrong. Something tells me that isn't altogether true. Come on, spit it out. I sincerely doubt it's nothing. With the way you've been acting, it's almost like you're worried that I'm going to die at any minute. I like being around you so much, and I certainly don't want to complain about the affection you're giving me, but if you're scared of something, I'd like to know. We're partners now, after all. I want to comfort you if you need it. It may seem stupid to you, but I promise it won't seem stupid to me. Your feelings, regardless of your own opinion of them, are completely valid. Now tell me, what is going on with you? You're scared? Of what? Losing me. Honey, sit down a moment, would you? No, you're not fine. You don't have anywhere else to be. You already told me this. Sit down. You and I are going to talk about this, okay? I know you think that you can handle your emotions on your own. But if this fear involves me, I should be helping to calm you down, okay? Now sit. There you go. Are you comfortable? Oh, I know. The stools in this lab are as hard as rock. It's really difficult to get comfortable on them, isn't it? Well, I'll try not to keep you there for too long. Now, can you tell me exactly why you're afraid of losing me? It isn't stupid. How many times do I have to tell you this? Your feelings are valid. They are not stupid. We were given the ability to feel emotions for a reason. If something is making you feel this way, that means that you're right to feel this way, okay? Your emotions are valid and justifiable. Now tell me, what reasons are there to justify your emotions now? I see. It's about the expedition? That's understandable. After all, ever since our relationship began, we haven't had any expeditions. No major ones, that is. They've all been completely routine. All perfectly ordinary. But this one really takes the cake, doesn't it? So, in regards to the expedition, is there something in particular that's scaring you, or is it just the idea that this is a completely abnormal mission? Really? It's something specific? Would you mind telling me what it is? Oh, I see. Well, lucky for you, dear, I happen to know exactly how you're feeling. Yes, really. This expedition, it's unlike anything we've ever attempted before. So many things could go wrong. So many things could go right. But overall, the risk outweighs the reward. I can't believe that Erwin is willing to sacrifice so many lives if necessary. But to be honest, I can't really blame him. After all, what we're attempting to accomplish is an extraordinary feat. If this works, humanity may have another valuable asset on its side. The benefit doesn't outweigh the cost, but it certainly makes it oh so easy to overlook the cost. I understand why you're afraid of this. I really do. In fact, Erwin consulted me about the mission we're attempting. I looked over the numbers, I looked over the statistics. Everything points to the perfect storm. You have every reason to be afraid. Oh, goodness, I am so sorry. I shouldn't be talking like that. After all, I'm just making things worse for you and myself. Goodness, you're shaking like a leaf, aren't you, darling? Oh, come here, come here. I didn't mean to scare you more. I'm sorry. Can you ever forgive me? No, it isn't okay. I was mistaken in trying to comfort you by saying that your fears were rational first. I should have just started off by comforting you and telling you that everything's going to be okay, right? That's what normal people do after all, and it works perfectly fine for them. They don't immediately start blurting out that the risk outweighs the reward and that there's a chance that every single one of us could die. Oh, goodness, I'm doing it again. Okay. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. And out. A bit more slowly this time. In. Out slowly. Okay. I apologize for immediately burdening you with more stress and more information about why you should be afraid of this mission. Truly, that was an error on my part. You have every right to be angry with me. You have every reason to be more fearful than you were before. However, I do have a little ray of hope for you. What is it? It just so happens that humanity's greatest asset will be close by. You and I are in the same squad after all, and we'll be close to Aaron. I promise, if anything goes wrong, he ought to be able to handle things. If not, Levi has to be near him. Same with Erwin. All three of us are going to be in close range. You, me, and Aaron, as well as everyone who is enlisted to protect him. That means that no matter what goes wrong, no matter what happens, you are going to be safe. Everyone around you is going to be at the top of their game, and if they're not, they aren't going to be near you. I promise. How can I be so sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not. I have so many reasons to believe that this mission will end in failure. However, if I believed every negative thing that popped into my head, I wouldn't have made it this far. There's still one crazy part of my mind that overrides everything else, and that part happens to be the part that believes we can pull this off. Yes, I realize that it sounds a bit worse than it is, but I assure you, the crazy part of my mind hasn't failed me yet. After all, the crazy part of my mind tells me that there's more to Titans than meets the eye. The crazy part of my mind tells me that Aaron can teach us more about our enemy. The crazy part of my mind helped me fall in love with you. And we both know that that was no mistake. So tell me, do you really think trusting the crazy part of my mind is a bad option? I didn't think so. But I know that isn't going to be enough to dissuade you from being afraid. I didn't really think it would be enough to combat your fears. So hear me now. Look into my eyes and listen to the words that I'm speaking to you. no matter what happens, whether we live, or die, or barely escape with our lives, the two of us don't have anything to be afraid of. Do you know why? Because we love each other. And I know that sounds sappy and cliché and utterly idiotic. Believe me, I'm with you on that. However, I have reason to believe that there's more to this world than just life and death. There has to be something after. Some sort of afterlife, you know? And I know that with the strength of our love, we'll be able to find each other in that afterlife if we both end up there. Well, if only one of us ends up there. I can't speak for you, but if I end up there, I will always stay right by your side until you finally join me. I'll be there to protect you, guide you, and I'll remind you every day that you are still loved, whether I'm physically beside you or not. And, of course, if something happens to you, well, I promise I will never forget about you. I will never stop loving you. I will go through hell and back if it means that I have a chance of finding you in this world. Because believe me when I say that once I care about something, I can't let it go. I refuse to let it go. I refuse to let you go. So if something happens to you, you'd better believe that I'm going to track you down no matter what it takes. And you won't be alone. Not for long, at least. I assure you of that. I know it's still scary. But at least now we know that if anything happens, we'll never truly be separated. Of course you can ask me for a favor, darling. I care about you. I'll do whatever it takes to make you feel better. Now, what do you need? Huh? You want to go back in time? How far back? To a moment ago? Which moment do you want to go back to? Back when we were happy. Back when we were in love. Back when we could show affection and not have to talk about this or even think about this. Of course we can go back there. However, I do expect you to lead the way as you did last time. I didn't think that would be an issue. God, I love you. I really hope we don't die.